Hello everyone, in this video we are going to see about the use case descriptions. Let us see the high level descriptions first. So what is the user case? Here there's a scenario. A customer comes to a shop to buy a bike, and based upon how he accepts the price, he is getting the information from the receptionist and he is booking a bike or rejecting it. That is a scenario. Now let us see how this use case is drawn for this. So use case, that is the issue bike, is the process. Actors, the receptionist who is going to receive and ask for the information, and the goal is to hire out a bike. Now the description of the process is: when a customer comes into the shop, they choose a bike to hire. The receptionist looks up the bike on the system and tells the customer how much it will cost to hire for a specific period. The customer pays it and is issued with the receipt. Then he leaves with the bike. This is the scenario. Now, how to write the use cases? So the use case is given here, and some cross references: R3, R4, R5, R6, R7, R8, R9 and R10. Some references are made. And now let us see, this is the thing just we have seen. What is the use case, who is the actor, what is the goal, and what is the overview of the whole process. Now let us see how the event goes. Now here this is the actor action, who is the receptionist, and this is the system response. So we can see here the first one, the customer, he chooses a bike, and then the receptionist keys in the bike number. So she is going to get the details of the bike, and in order to get the details, they key in the bike number. So the system displays all the details about the color, the size, the capacity, the price. Everything will be displayed on the screen from the system. That's the system response. And then once the system information is displayed on the screen, the customer accepts, and then he specifies the length of the hire, how long he needs the bike. Then the customer, once he specified his needs, the receptionist keys in the value for how long he needs the bike for hiring. So then he is calculating the cost, and the cost is displayed on the screen by the system, the total hire cost. And now if the cost is agreeable, the customer agrees the price. If he agrees, then the receptionist gives the details to the system, the customer details, all his address, mail ID, whatever the information the system needs. So once system is given the details, the system displays the customer details along with the reference number of the transaction. Now what happens? The customer pays the total cost, and the receptionist records the amount, and he is printing the system is printing the receipt. So this is the whole process. So some process is from the actor action, which is the receptionist work, and the remaining are the response from the system. So this is how the transaction goes. Okay. This is one case. The customer accepts at the period of time and the cost. If that is the case, it will go till the printing of the receipt about the amount to be paid for the hiring period. There's another scenario that the customer need not accept the hiring cost, or he may not get the expected bike he wants. In that case, he may reject the transaction. So steps 8 and 9 may change. The customer details are already in the system, so the receptionist needs only to key in an identifier, and the system will display the customer details. Steps 7 to 12, the customer may not be happy with the price and he may terminate the transaction. This is also possible. Okay, so now let us see how to develop the use case. There are few things that has to be answered while developing the use cases. So what are the main tasks or the functions that are performed by the actor? So actor is the one who initiates the action, and then what system information will the actor acquire, produce or change. That's we have seen an example. Once the actor keys in the information, he or she gets some information from the system. So what is the information will the actor acquire, and then will the actor have to inform the system about the changes in the external environment, because here the external environment is the customer. He may accept or he may not accept. If he accepts, the system has to give different reply. If he do not accept, the system has to inform in a different way. So what is the information the actor has to give to the system about the external environment. Then what information does the actor desire from the system? If at all he gives the information from the environment, what the system will reply for that. Does the actor wish to be informed about the unexpected changes? Okay, so these things has to be questioned, and then so before developing a use case. Now let us see the preliminary use case with an example, which is for an diagrams for a safe home. So the safe home, we have a camera at the home, a surveillance camera which will just keep on watching the things happening, and this is accessed via the internet. And then there are some configuration done by the safe home system parameters by the homeowner, and he sets the alarm by the some process which is in the system. So the cameras are the device which gives input as well as it gives the output to the owner regarding the what is being happening in the home when during his absence. Okay, so this is the diagram given for a, it's a preliminary use case diagram is given for a safe home system. Now how the activity system diagram should be. So the activity diagram of the first use case using the UML. So UML is the Unified Modeling Language. So to model any scenario, there is the language called UML, Unified Modeling Language, and this language has some tools to represent the information. So supplements the use case by providing a graphical representation of the flow of interaction within a specific scenario. So this is a scenario. The system is entered by using the password and the ID. So it may be valid or invalid. And then if it is valid, it goes for a major function. Otherwise, if it is invalid, prompt for re-entry. And this is a loop as long as we give the proper entry to the login system. If the login is correct, it will go for the major function. So what is the major function? We have to select the surveillance camera, or the functions may also be selected. We can use some select some functions, and then we want to have the camera view, maybe a thumbnail view or some other view which the screen suits up. So accordingly the system selects the specific view or some other view the camera can show. So the view is done and it is given in an output in a labeled window, and once it is visible, it gives the prompt for another view. So they can keep on having the other cameras view. So we know that there are many cameras set and many views can be seen from the surveillance camera. So naturally this scene can be repeated for different formats of vision. The views can be varied based upon the necessity of the user, and if that is over, they can exit this function. So this is the first level activity diagram that is done using the Unified Modeling Language.